Hi everyone, Peter Liciaga here, and I thought I'd go live at 11 o'clock because I was thinking about my ABCs of self-defense, and I'm thinking, ABCs, self-defense, ABCs for parenting. I think that we can, as parents, we can learn from the ABCs of self-defense, what I teach. Hi everyone, Peter Liciaga here, of course, from Donato Karate Center in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I am your Mount Laurel martial arts guy, and I wanted to share this information with you. I think you might find value in it, which is what I want to do, just bring some value to you. And so let me go ahead and get my notes up because I want to make sure I stay on track and share what I want to share with you in as short and concise way as possible. And but first, hey guys, if you have any questions that you have for me or you'd like to add to this conversation, you can do it right on the comments below, or you can text me at 856-278-5282 and just send me your comments, your questions, or thoughts that comes directly to me right here. So you can text me there, 856-278-5282. And of course, if you want to find out about our class schedule at Donato Karate Center, which is where I teach full time, you can go to donatokarate.com, and there you'll be able to get the class schedule, find out about a new student special, and you can even right from there call us at the school. That I made it so that you can just click the number on the website and you can go ahead and connect with us, find out about our class schedule and everything like that. I see Mrs. Donato online. Mrs. Donato, I love it. Excellent. Hey, share this with our groups. Let the groups know that we're online. Going to talk about the ABCs of self-defense, but how does that apply to parents? Can we parents take the ABCs of self-defense and apply it to parenting? And I believe we can. As a matter of fact, I know we can. So I want to share that with you. Now, parents, let me go ahead and get my notes up here. Everything going on here. So, hey parents, a lot of times you guys come to us because you want your children to be like more focused, more disciplined, and simply just do better in school, have confidence to stand up for themselves. We know there's a lot of times we'll have parents come up and just ask or call us up for that. And even though they know what they're doing, the parents know what they're doing, they're teaching their children what they should do, and they really, really, really are dedicated to raising up their children. So I know this, and they want their children to be raised up in a way that they should go. I talk about this all the time. I was just on a phone call with a principal scheduling a time to go and speak at a school, and we were talking about how we need to, as parents and educators, to raise up our children in the way they should go. And a lot of times parents tell me that they can't seem to get their kids to stay focused on tasks like homework or schoolwork or maybe chores, and that they would like their kids to be more disciplined and to do the right thing. And we know that we want that for all our children. And they say that the children listen most of the time, but most of the time they also feel like the children seem to lose, to lose interest in whatever. So you want to get them focused. And at worst, the kids sometimes have a breakdown. And the worst time situations would be maybe when they're in public or maybe in a restaurant. Their kids, are not well behaved. They're saying, my gosh, that they seem to know the times when to really push against the parents. And so a lot of times the parents are telling me that like feeling a little bit, powerless at times. And so part of the things that we do at Donato Karate Center is, yes, empower our parents and empower our students. And so this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me go ahead and roll down over here my notes. I'm going to get my notes out here. I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I know it's not easy being a parent. One of the things I spoke on a couple of weeks ago, when I shared about martial arts, why I do martial arts, why I teach martial arts, how I teach martial arts, part of that I shared there was that parenting is just tough. Parenting is hard. And we love our children, that's without question, but it's challenging. And one of the things that I want to do, that we do at Donato Karate Center, is just give the kids some tools, some skill sets so that they can help be better kids. And at the same time, we want to share with our parents, with you guys, things that you maybe can incorporate. And I believe the ABCs of self-defense are perfect, and simply because they're principles, their concepts, and their ideas. So what I'm going to do is just simply focus on the letter A. But again, guys, if you have any suggestions, if you have any tips or thoughts, or if you have stories, I will share a story with you and just a little bit about an experience with my son. But text me with your thoughts and tips at 856-278-5282. And of course, if you want to find out about our class schedule at Donato Karate Center, go to donatokarate.com. And so let's go to the first thing now. The ABCs of self-defense. It's just, we have a sheet. Do I have the sheet here? Let me get that sheet out here. Yes, we have a sheet right here. This sheet right here. You can see that. You know, the ABCs of stopping the bullies. We also, and these are basically the ABCs of self-defense. We have it all the way down to the letter Z. And I'll tell you what the letter Z is. Zero tolerance for bullies. The letter Z is zero tolerance for bullies. No one has to put up with them. So we have the ABCs of self-defense. Now, I want to talk to you about the A. Focus on the A and how this applies to us parents, how we can take this idea and this concept to really help our children, especially those moments when our children get upset. And I remember one time, my wife called me up. I was teaching martial arts, and my wife calls me up a little upset, but she was definitely in a lot of control, but she was definitely upset, and she was in a moment. She was at Target, and our son, Christian, he must have been about 2 or 3 years old, and he happened to see this Hot Wheel. You know, you love it when, you know, all the stores put the toys right in the eye line of our children. They know what they're doing. They're trying to sell some toys here. But right in my son's eye line, he saw this Hot Wheel. He wanted it. And of course, you know, my wife lets our children know before they go to a supermarket or go shopping that we're going out to do this. This is our mission. We're not going to go buy toys. So if you see something, we're not going to get it. That's not what we're there for. And so anyway, my wife said this to my son and said, no, we're not here to buy this. You know why we're here? And he just lost it. He started screaming and wanted the toy. I want the Hot Wheels, started screaming. So my wife had to hold him down. She had to calm him down, and it took probably about 15, 20 minutes for her to calm him down. And so I remember her calling me up after that and sharing with me, you know, what had happened. And she said that while she was holding him down, calming him down, another parent came by and says, oh my gosh, you're so patient. She said, I would have lost it. But it was empowering for me to know that my wife was able to deal with the situation. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I saw this yesterday, actually. Yesterday I went to Walmart, and there was a family, and they had 3 kids. And I walked into Walmart, and they were the family was walking toward me, but there was this one, it looked like a 6-year-old, a 5 to 6-year-old, laying on the floor, prostrate, with their face on the floor, crying and screaming, no, something like that. And the parents were just rolling eyes and kept walking. This kid lost it. But I love the fact that the parents stayed cool. Meanwhile, this kid's in the middle of the store doing this. Guys, that's parenting. We know parenting is hard. What do you do? So the letter A stands for awareness. And I like the idea of being aware of your environment, being aware of your situation, and with respect to us parents, being aware of who our children are. Understanding our children is so important. We know what they like. We know what they don't like. We know what their buttons are. We know what sets them off. We know when they're tired. We know how to mitigate situations when they're tired. So we parents know our children. So we need to be aware. And this is the ABCs of parenting from the self-defense. ABCs, awareness, is just telling us parents to be aware of our children and where we're going with our children, and be aware of how we should communicate with our children in pre-framing, like getting their mindset right for where we're going. That all helps out, to be aware. And then throughout the whole time your child is with you, to be aware of how they're feeling, what they're looking at. And yes, it's a lot of work. Parenting is tough. It's hard. And this is one thing that I've trained myself to do when I'm with my children. This is why I'm a great instructor and this is what I want to teach our instructors. When you see our instructors on the floor, like Miss Liciaga, Mr. Servo, Mr. McGill, Master Klein, you see they are fully aware, or as aware as possible, to see what's going on with our children. We want to know how they're feeling, what they're saying in any given moment. So as parents, we want to be aware of how our child is feeling at any given moment, and then work within that dynamics. So we are aware, then we assess. That's the other. There's 3 A's to the letter from the ABCs of self-defense. Awareness, and then there's the assessment. So we are aware of how our child is feeling, what they're doing, where we're going, we're aware of the situation, what's happening here. So we think about what the best thing to do, which brings us to the action A. So we're aware, we assess, and then we move to the right appropriate action. For example, if you're going to shopping, just like my wife went shopping with our son, she was aware of the fact that she knows that he loves toys. He loves Hot Wheels. So she made sure she let him know, hey, look, we're going to Target. Okay, we're not going to go there to get toys. We're not going to get them. My wife's very stern. She says, when she says she's going to do something, she does it. And so she told our son that we're not going to get toys. But he's 3 years old. You know, all he knows in that moment, he sees that toy. But my wife knows that, and then she also knows that if he doesn't get his way, he'll lose it. Now my son these days, he's 15 years old. When you meet him, very calm, very level-headed. He's very focused, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he accepts it. But he is a hard worker. He'll do all that he can to do what he needs to do to get what he wants. No longer does he do the tantrums, cries, or anything like that. It'd be funny to see a 15-year-old in the middle of the store, having a tantrum. But anyway, when he was 3 years old, he couldn't process it effective enough. And my wife knew this. So when it did happen, my wife, she was aware that was happening. She assessed the situation, and the right appropriate action was for her to stop what she was doing. Everything stopped. She stopped shopping. She sat down. I remember she said she had sat down on the floor with him and just hugged him and held him because he was just, fighting and upset. And she was saying, shh, calm down. She was whispering in his ear, breathe, breathe, because she knows that breathing, which is the letter B of the ABCs of self-defense, is to be calm. So my wife was calm, and she breathed, and she was telling my son to breathe, because my son would get very upset when he didn't get his way. He started crying, get very, very upset. He couldn't see anything. So my wife was talking to him softly in a very calm way. So she stayed calm, and then she was telling him to breathe. So he started breathing, and then she started communicating with him. That's the C of the ABCs of self-defense, communicating with confidence. So my wife communicated with him in a very appropriate way that helped calm him down. And then within 15 minutes, he was calmed down. They hugged. He apologized, and then they pressed on. My wife was able to finish what she had to do. And it took maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes for all of it to settle down in the part of the day. That's parenting. And so the ABCs of self-defense, ABCs of parenting, awareness, and the 3 A's to the A is awareness, assessment, and the right appropriate action. And then once you know what you're supposed to do, what the action is, just be calm, breathe, stay calm. Don't lose your temper. Don't get upset. Don't start raising your voice. Be self-aware of yourself. And I know, again, parenting is hard. It's not easy to do this. So I know that because I've been there. My wife, we've all been there as parents. But we want to strive for that. And then communicate confidently and calmly to our children and let them know, just reinstate that this is what's happening, this is what we're going to do, and we empathize with our child, and we do all that we can to mitigate the situation, and we survive it. Okay, it's rough, it's tough, so I just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know, what do you guys think? You think the ABCs of parenting is pretty good? Excellent. I think it is. So if you have any questions, want to add, I'd love for you to add to it. Go ahead and text me at 856-278-5282 if you want to find out about our class schedule at Donato Karate Center, of course, go to our website, donatokarate.com. And right now, if you call us up, you can speak to Mrs. Donato, 856-235-0414. If you want to speak to her directly, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear about your child. We'd love to hear, how we can help and serve you, which is why we're here. So I appreciate that there. So Mrs. Donato had said something here. Let me see what she says here. Yes, Mrs. Donato says, it reminds us, and this is so important. She says it takes a village. And she writes here, DKC gives the parents some amazing tools to help raise their children. That's so true. We have tools, not only we have handouts that we give to the children. We have our hero cards. We have our to-do lists. We have so many tools that we'll give to children and to parents. Like, for example, we have our ABCs right here. We have so many tools that we share with the community. So it's so important so that we can all raise up our children, because it does take a village to raise up a child in the way they should go. And I always like to emphasize should, because it's a lot of times I know I get guilty of this, and I'm sure maybe some of you do too as well. I don't know, but sometimes I feel like I want my child to get it right now. I want them to get it now. Okay, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I know when I was a kid, when somebody wanted me to learn something, I didn't get it at the moment most of the time. It took some time for me to really get it. And now as an adult, I'm getting it. I said, oh yeah, I get that. I remember when my mom told me this, or my grandparents told me this, or a teacher told me this. I get it. So we have this idea, this is the mindset that I have, is that we raise up that child in the way they should go. And yes, Mrs. Donato, she's so right. She says it takes a village. And she says, she also continues here, Donato Karate, we're here to help you, help them, help your children. And we've been at this since 1994, a long time, almost 20 years that we've been doing this. Thousands and hundreds of families, just like you, serving you guys there, and just being part of the team, part of your family, helping raise up a child the way they should go. And so please give us a call, find out more about our program. She continues to say, even in her intro lesson, she reiterates awareness. I love it. I love that. So Mrs. Donato says, if you come in for an intro, you'll hear her talk about awareness, and that most bad things that happen to people, even grown-ups, us grown-ups, is because we are not aware of our surroundings. So awareness is the number one line of defense when it comes to self-defense, to safety, and even to parenting. Because awareness simply is this, is how far does something have to go before we parents are aware it's gone too far? So it's a very important question. So guys, thank you so much for spending this time. Mrs. Donato, thank you so much for sharing. Guys, if you want to find out about our class schedule, connect with Mrs. Donato. You go to our website, donatokarate.com, or call her directly, 856-235-0414. She'd love to talk with you. Mrs. Donato is just awesome. She's great, and she's a people person. She just loves connecting with people. So give her a call. If you'd like to text me at your question or tips, you can go ahead and do that, 856-278-5282. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for this time, spending this time with me. Look forward to hearing from you. Let me know how we can serve you. If you're a student, we'll see you guys on the mats, regular classes all week this week. If you missed out on our board bash this past Saturday and you're scheduled to break some boards in class, we've got the boards for you. So make sure you look forward to breaking those boards in class. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much. Peace out.